Yeah, I was going to bring that up because we do take that almost exact opposite approach. In fact, going to Ramon's earlier point of those costs being prohibitive and probably stopping a lot of startups or a lot of experiments before they ever really got started because, hey, how we just can't have a game that costs more than a ticket to Disneyland every time you play it. And our approach, and maybe it was a little too crazy at Jam and T, was like, well, we're a startup, we don't care, we're just going to go. Like, we're going to just, in the beginning, if it does, we have great partnerships with all the companies like Amazon and Google and Microsoft. They give us enough of those credits to be able to do this type of expensive experimentation. And then we can figure out, okay, we can then optimize. So we just went for it regardless, just to see would it be worth the time to optimize. Which I do think it might be worth talking a little bit more about that, just how different the product development side of that. Because for us, again, we would tend to explore a space, and even the advice I would give to folks is go out, you try something, you try to iterate over use the most capable model possible. Doesn't really matter how expensive it is, and you get a sense of what the full range of possibility is. And then once you do that, then what we would do is we would bring in fine tuning and a bunch of other tools to then say, all right, but we need to get a smaller model to behave like that bigger model so that we can bring it into production. But I think one of the reasons I was afraid to do that is just different, I don't know, attitude, different, is that I didn't know what was possible. And I was a little too afraid to constrain the model, presupposing that what some behaviors that I might discover along the way.
Yeah, I would say that makes a lot of sense, and I understand like how you got to that kind of conclusion.